I Do, by Andrea Mrozek and Peter John Mitchell, manages to say something both obvious and radical. Marriage matters. And not just for sentimental reasons. Marriage is a public good, the authors attest. The book is a modestly sized but extensively researched work that compiles decades of social science data to make one central point. Stable marriages improve individual and societal well-being. Married people are generally healthier, wealthier, and more resilient. Children from married parent homes do better across almost every major indicator: academic success, mental health, future earnings, and reduced contact with the justice system. The authors refer to this consistent pattern as the marriage advantage. It's not simply about income. Even in low-income households, children raised by married parents tend to outperform their peers from single-parent families. Mrozek and Mitchell make the case that marriage functions as a stabilizing institution, producing better outcomes not just for couples and kids but for communities and, by extension, the country. While the book compiles an impressive array of empirical findings, it is clear the authors know that data alone can't fix what's broken. There's a quiet but important concession in these pages. If statistics alone could persuade people to value marriage, we would already be seeing a turnaround. Marriage in Canada is in sharp decline. Fewer people are getting married, the average age of first marriage continues to climb, and fertility rates are hitting historic lows. The cultural narrative has shifted. Marriage is seen less as a cornerstone of adult life, and more as a personal lifestyle choice, often put off indefinitely while people wait to feel ready, build their careers, or find emotional stability. The real value of I Do lies in its recognition that the solutions are not primarily political. Policy changes might help stop making things worse, but politicians are not going to rescue marriage. In fact, asking them to may be counterproductive. Looking to politicians to save marriage would involve misunderstanding both marriage and politics. Mrozek and Mitchell suggest the best the state can do is remove disincentives, such as tax policies and benefit structures that inadvertently penalize marriage and otherwise get out of the way. The liberal tradition once understood that family should be considered prior to politics for good reason. Love is higher than justice, and the relationships based in it should be kept safely outside the grasp of bureaucrats, ideologues, and power seekers. The more marriage has been politicized over recent decades, the more it has been reshaped in ways that promote dependency on the impersonal and depersonalizing benefactions of the state. The book takes a brief detour into the politics of same-sex marriage. Mrozek laments that the topic has become politically untouchable. I would argue that revisiting that battle is neither advisable nor desirable. By now, most Canadians likely know same-sex couples whose marriages demonstrate the same qualities and advantages the authors otherwise praise. Where I Do really shines is in its final section. After pages of statistics, the authors turn to something far more powerful: culture. They explore how civil society, including faith communities, neighborhoods, voluntary associations, and the arts, can help revive a vision of marriage that is compelling, accessible, and rooted in human experience. They point to storytelling, mentorship, and personal witness as ways to rebuild a marriage culture from the ground up. It's here that the book moves from description to inspiration. Mrozek and Mitchell acknowledge the limits of top-down efforts and instead offer the beginnings of a grassroots roadmap. Their suggestions are tentative but important. Showcase healthy marriages, celebrate commitment, and encourage institutions to support, rather than undermine families. This is not a utopian manifesto. It's a realistic, often sobering look at how far marriage has fallen off the public radar and what it might take to put it back. In a political climate where even mentioning marriage as a public good can raise eyebrows, I Do attempts to reframe the conversation. To be clear, this is not a book for policy wonks or ideologues. It's for parents, educators, community leaders, and anyone concerned about social cohesion. It's for Gen Xers wondering if their children will ever give them grandchildren. It's for Gen Zers wondering if marriage is still worth it. And it's for those in between, hoping to build something lasting in a culture that too often encourages the opposite. If your experiences already tell you that strong, healthy marriages are among the greatest of human goods, I Do will affirm what you know. If you're skeptical, it won't convert you overnight, but it might spark a much-needed conversation.